Isn't that the song Chad always plays?
I wouldn't know.
I'll always think of Chad when I hear it.
You know, I wouldn't let Mom hear you talking like that. You know how she doesn't want either of us near Chad.
I know. I'll just have to accidentally run into Chad from now on.
Oh, you just better not, young lady. I told you to stay away from Chad Harris, and I meant it.
Mother, I'm leaving.
Oh. You're going to the funeral?
I'm going to the cottage first to see if Sheridan's ready yet.
Oh, you're both going?
Yeah, for Pilar, of course. Her whole family's devastated over the death of her husband.
Yes, I know. But at least they have each other. They're all a warm, loving family.
Yes, they are. And I'm hoping that Teresa's boyfriend shows up so I can get a chance to meet him. I'll see you later.
Oh, bye, darling.
Father?
Son? I think I'll go to the funeral, too.
You? Why?
Well, for Pilar, of course.
Oh, come off it, Julian. Yes, I know about your generous attempt to save Pilar some grief by ordering her husband's body cremated.
Well, why put her through the torture of seeing the fellow in a casket?
You didn't even ask Pilar or her family how they felt about it. You just wanted the body gone. The question is, why?
I just wish there was something I can do to help Pilar. She's having such a hard time accepting Martin's death.
Yeah. Well, your friendship's the best thing you can give her, Grace. Besides, Pilar still isn't convinced the man who died is really Martin.
You think she could be right?
Well, I don't see how. I mean, she saw the scar behind the ear, found all that identification on the body.
I guess she's just holding on to the hope that her husband's still alive.
Well, Luis is having a DNA test done, so we'll know soon, one way or the other.
Well, I can certainly understand her feelings. If I ever lost you, I don't know if I could accept it. I love you so much.
I love you too. And you're never gonna lose me. Never. Hey, gorgeous.
Sam?
Grace!
I guess if I ever did lose you, it would be because of that uniform. It gets the girls every time.
Oh, come here, you.
And Grace, may I use the ironing board?
Of course, sweetheart. You never have to ask. It's in the pantry. Such a sad occasion to be wearing such a pretty dress.
I know. It is so sad. But Kay and I have to be there for Miguel today.
What's wrong, Tabitha? You look terrible.
I feel terrible. I was up all night trying to think of a way for Kay to drive a wedge between Charity and Miguel.
Timmy thinks it's a losing battle. You remember what the angel said? Miguel's love will keep Charity pure and good.
Well, she's wrong. And I'll find a way to bring Charity over to the dark side. I will not let that angel get the best of me. Oh, who's that? It's Kay. I hope she's come with good news. Timmy, hit the sofa, quick! Okay, what a nice surprise.
It's over, Tabitha. I've lost the boy I love forever.
Luis told me that the man who died may not be Papa.
But that's impossible. Mama saw the body.
All I know is that Luis said Mama isn't convinced.
Mama? Is it true? It's not really Papa being buried today?
I won't know until I speak to your brother. Where is he anyway? I haven't seen him since last night.
Couldn't fight my feelings any longer, Sheridan. I saved your life instead of my father's. Because I love you.
won't you?
Oh, Luis.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
I love you, Sheridan. I don't care if we are from two different worlds. I want you to be mine.
I want to be yours forever.
You know, future may never be. Past is gone. All we have is tonight. Tonight is all that matters.
Oh, Luis. Oh, Luis.
Sheridan. Sheridan, wake up.
Ethan?
Yes. You lied to me, Sheridan.
Lied.
You've fallen for Luis.
You want that body gone ASAP, and the reason is it's not the real Martin Fitzgerald, is it?
Of course it's Martin. Didn't Pilar examine the body, find that scar behind his ear? She said she was the only one who even knew he had it. Frankly, I think she should have recognized him with or without the scar. In a room full of naked women, I'd know your body blindfolded.
Oh. We're discussing Martin Fitzgerald's body, not mine.
Ooh, that's a pity. Your body's a much more interesting subject.
And off limits to you. Now quit changing the subject.
All right, I admit it. I want to follow the body from the church to the crematorium. I want to see the body burned. I'll even provide the matches. Then I'll come home and have a martini in a Martin Fitzgerald-free environment, now and forever. Amen.
Morning.
Oh, Gwen, you look lovely as usual, even in somber black.
Thank you. I'm going to the funeral with Ethan. Are you?
Yes, but you didn't know Martin Fitzgerald, and you're hardly close to the Lopez Fitzgeralds.
I am going today because my entire future with Ethan depends on what happens.
Mama, Miguel says you don't believe Papa died.
No. And your brother promised me that he'd find a way to prove that the man we're burying today really is your father.
He's having DNA tests run on the body.
Oh, God, I wish he'd call. It's almost time for the funeral.
Maybe he's waiting for the results. I mean, sometimes DNA tests can take weeks.
These tests are conclusive, aren't they? If it comes up that it's Papa's DNA, then that's it.
Yes, Teresita. But until then, I won't believe it.
And Grace, can I tell you something?
Of course, sweetheart. You can tell me anything.
Well, Miguel and I kissed for the first time the other day.
Sweetheart.
I know what an important moment that was for you.
Well, I just didn't want you to think that we were sneaking around.
Oh, I would never think that of you. I know you're a good girl. And I trust you and Miguel. I just hope you guys realize what a special moment this is. I mean, there's nothing more important than the innocence of first love. Just take your time with things, okay? Till you're ready for marriage.
Marriage? I can't even imagine marrying anyone anytime soon. Not even Miguel.
Well, good. Because, you know, when I do my charity work at the hospital, I see so many young girls that have rushed into things. You know, they think that by having sex, they can get a boy. And I feel sorry for them. They've taken on so many adult responsibilities so young in their life that they've missed really the best part of their lives.
Kate, what do you mean you've lost the boy you love?
I saw him kissing the girl who's trying to take him away from me. Now there's nothing I can do to keep them apart.
Are you sure there's nothing more you can do to win this boy back?
I've tried everything. But this girl is really two-faced. I mean, everyone thinks that she's so good and pure, but she's not. She's using the boy's grief over the death of his father to get her claws into him, just like you warned me.
Oh, well, I certainly know how you feel, dear. As I told you, I was in a similar situation in my youth.
Right. You had a boyfriend and some sneaky little cow came along and tried to snag him.
Exactly. And I had to take drastic measures to keep my rival away.
What drastic measures? What did you do, Tabitha?
Well, I don't really think I should tell you, Kate.
Please, Tabitha, I am desperate. I will do anything to get the boy I love. I don't get it. You just get upset hearing Chad's name. Why?
I'm your mother, and I am trying to protect you from a boy who could bring you a great deal of harm.
I just want to be friends with him.
I think you want a little bit more than that.
Daddy, can't you talk to her? Tell her that Chad's a really nice guy.
Simone, your mother's right. Now, she's only thinking about you. Now, you girls get your stuff together. We have a funeral to get to.
You know that Mom is right. It's for our own good that we stay away from Chad.
You don't understand. It's easy for you to keep your distance from Chad because you don't like him the way I do, and he said he could never like you anyway. You're too stuck up.
Louise, how is your mother?
Not good. But you can help if you'll do me a favor.
What can I do?
I'm having DNA tests done on my father's body. Can you speed up the preliminary test results?
But I thought your mother identified the body.
She's not sure, TC. Can you help, Eve?
Do what I can.
That's great. We're running out of time. We're having the body cremated after the funeral. So this is the last chance for me to know for sure whether or not it's my father who died.
Okay, what did you mean that I had been lying to you, that I've fallen for Luis?
Oh, I heard you say his name in your sleep.
I said his name in my sleep.
Over and over again. And by the tone of your voice, you were enjoying whatever it was.
No. If you think that I had been having a sexy dream about Luis, I mean, you couldn't be more wrong.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
I mean, even if I was having a dream about Luis, which I can't remember if I was, I'm sure it's only because we've had some intense experiences lately. I mean, he did save my life.
Yes, he did.
You know, maybe because we've been spending so much time together lately. And subconsciously, he became the man that I've always been looking for. You know, a man who would love me for myself, not for my money. A man who would take care of me, not use me. Even if I was dreaming about Luis, I doubt that it had anything to do with him.
Are you trying to convince me or yourself?
Even if I had feelings for Luis, they'd be wasted. Because he's convinced that a rich woman and a poor man can never be together.
Well, in this case, I agree with Luis. And I don't think he can ever overcome his prejudice against the rich.
No. I don't think he could either. Gwen, what could possibly happen at the funeral today that would affect your future with Ethan?
It's a long story, Ivy. I don't want to bore you with it right now. But if things go as I expect, Ethan and I should be announcing our wedding plans.
Oh, Gwen, that is wonderful.
Yeah, I hope you weren't upset when you saw Teresa in Ethan's arms at midnight on New Year's Eve.
Well, I was. Then I realized he was just comforting Teresa. I mean, I know I must have seemed really insecure about Ethan lately, but Sheridan helped me realize that Ethan loves me, and that's all that matters.
Oh, well, of course he loves you, and nothing will make me happier than to see you two married right away.
Well, thank you. And as I said, if things go as I expect, Ethan and I will be announcing our wedding date.
If I hadn't prayed for something to save me from having to introduce my boyfriend to Ethan and Gwen, Papa would be alive.
That's crazy, Teresa. Okay, you didn't cause Papa's death. But what are you gonna do about that fictional boyfriend today? I mean, you know Gwen and Ethan are expecting to meet him at the funeral.
I have no idea. But I'm certainly not going to pray for fate to save me again.
Look, whether this man turns out to be Papa or not, you need to tell Ethan the truth. All right, tell him that there never was a boyfriend. That you're in love with him.
No. If I admit it, then Ethan will know I've been lying all this time. And he'll hate me forever.
What difference does it make, Teresa? I mean, you said you were gonna give up loving him anyway.
Only if that man doesn't turn out to be Papa.
Oh, so it's okay if a stranger dies because of your love for Ethan.
Oh, no, that's not what I mean.
No. What you mean is that you're not gonna give up loving Ethan no matter what, right?
I can't, Miguel. I don't know how to go on living if I can't dream about Ethan. Making him love me.
Teresa, wake up. You can't make somebody love you.
Tabitha, I'll do anything to get the boy I love. How did you do it?
I really should be so ashamed, but I was so heartsick at losing the boy I loved that I resorted to a terrible trick.
What trick? What did you do?
Well, all right. This bottle contains some ancient crushed herbs. I sprinkled some of these inside a dress that my rival was going to wear.
What happened?
She came out in a terrible rash, painfully itchy and disgusting to look at. It kept her locked in her room for a week. During which time, I won back the boy I loved.
Perfect.
Of course, you'd never resort to anything as terrible as that.
Tabitha, you're sure those herbs can make someone itchy enough to stay in bed?
Oh, indeed. The girl wasn't sick, but she just looked so awful she didn't want anyone to see her. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll come up with a much better idea, Kay. You're such a clever girl, and you do love that boy so desperately.
Well, I should go get ready for the Lopez Fitzgerald funeral. Bye.
Bye.
Tell her quick! She took the earth! You can't let her pour them in Charity's dress!
That's the idea, Tim. In exactly 30 seconds, those herbs will be sprinkled in Charity's dress. And in less than a minute after that, Charity will be covered with a red rash that'll keep her away from Miguel for a week. Enough time for me to start to bring Charity over to the dark side.
Charity? Hey, Kay. Charity. Aren't you going to the funeral? Yeah, I was just about to get dressed.
We need to be there for Miguel today.
I'll be there for him. I mean, we'll be there for him, of course.
Would you sit me up?
Sure. This is weird. What?
Well, it's so itchy. All of a sudden, I'm itching all over.
Sorry I'm late. I'll get changed and meet you guys there, huh?
Never mind that, please. What happened?
Do you have the DNA results?
Is it Papa?
Look, I talked to Dr. Russell. She's trying to rush the test results, But we may not have him back before the funeral.
Oh, Luis, I have to know if it's Martin.
We all want to know for sure. But I think we have to accept the reality that the man we're about to bury is your husband.
Luis is right. I mean, all the evidence points to this man being Martin Fitzgerald.
Look, you can finally stop lighting candles for Papa. You can stop waiting for him to come home. You can finally start getting on with your life.
I'm sorry. Perhaps the day will come when I stop lighting candles for your father. But today is not that day. My husband is alive.
I'm so glad you're not still upset with me.
Gwen, I can't stay mad at you. But I just don't want you to confront Teresa at the funeral today.
Ethan, I know you think I'm being cruel to Teresa, but I'm just trying to open your eyes to her lies.
And I'm sure you believe that just as much as I believe that Teresa's boyfriend's gonna be there, and then you'll see how wrong you are.
Ethan, all I want is for this thing to be over with. I want to show you that I'm not paranoid and I'm not imagining things. And I want you and I to get on with our life together without Teresa in it.
To new beginnings.
Julian, how can you drink to that? We're on our way to a funeral, hardly a new beginning.
Depends upon your point of view.
Sheridan's right, dear. Martin's not even in the ground yet.
It's as good as done. In just a few hours, Martin will be gone from our lives forever. Nothing can stop the funeral now.
Orville? Orville? Orville, it's me, Chad. Yo, listen, man. Social services sealed off your apartment. You hear me? Orville? Gotta find out where to get back in your apartment, man. Gotta find out who crossed out my name on that birth certificate. I gotta find out who I am.
Yes, I'm aware that it usually takes longer, but I need those DNA test results as soon as possible. It's urgent. Please, make it a top priority.
Looks like those herds worked, Abby. Charity's scratching like crazy.
Yes. I was just concerned for a moment that Kay wouldn't take the bait, but she came through like a trooper. And now Charity will be home, and Kay will be at the church with Miguel.
Kay sure is crazy about Miguel.
Yes, that girl is driven to make that boy love her. And with any luck, she'll find a way to drive a wedge between Miguel and Charity. And then Charity won't have Miguel's love to keep her good and pure.
Poor Charity.
Hey, I hope those DNA results get here soon.
So do I. Especially since I'm sure the tests are gonna prove that's Papa we're burying.
Pilar, I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Grace.
We all are. Pilar, Miguel, Teresa, Luis.
Where's Jessica?
Oh, she's at home with the flu.
Luis, any word on the DNA test?
No, not yet, Sam.
I still don't believe it's Martin, but I'm very grateful to all of you for being here with us.
Mrs. Bennett, isn't Charity with you?
No, she was going to come, but then she got sick, too.
She's sick. Does she have the flu, or...?
No, it's a terrible rash.
Luis, I've got to go see about Charity. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Miguel, you can't leave your own father's funeral.
There's nothing I can do for my father, Kay. And if Charity's sick, she needs me.
But she looks terrible.
Luis, I'll see you inside.
Thank you, Sam.
Pilar, I'll see you inside.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Sheridan, thank you so much for coming. Ethan, Gwen.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you,
If there's
Gwen.
anything we can do.
Thank you.
Mr. Crane. Mrs. Crane.
Oh, I am so sorry for your loss.
How are you holding up?
Okay. I ordered DNA tests. Just hope they get here before my father's burial.
DNA tests, why?
Mom is not sure that the man we're about to bury is my father.
But Pilar made a definite identification.
I know. But now she's not 100% certain.
I don't understand. She was so sure.
All I can tell you is she's not sure now. She's holding on to the hope that her husband's still alive. She's praying that the DNA test will prove that the man we're about to bury isn't Martin Fitzgerald.
So sorry, Teresa.
It's a terrible loss. Thank you, Ethan. Gwen.
So is your boyfriend here, or is he coming later?
Yes. I mean, no. I don't know.
Which is it? Teresa, yes or no?
Gwen, can't you see that Teresa's distraught? She doesn't know what she's saying. Teresa, I'm sure that your boyfriend will show up to comfort you during this terrible time.
Oh, Ethan, this is the last time I'll ever feel your arms around me.
Honey, I think we should find our seat.
Sheridan?
Don't pick it up, don't! No. They're coming. Sheridan, get out of here. Drop the letter opener. Get out of here before they see you. Call Pilar. Sheridan, run! If the DNA tests prove that this man is not Martin, then there's still a possibility that I could have killed the real Martin Fitzgerald.
Come on, Orville. Speak to me, man. Orville. It's me. It's Chad.
Chad?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, old man. Listen. Social services sealed off your apartment. Now, I know you don't want to hear this, but I need to get back in there, all right? Now, since you ain't telling me nothing, the least you could do is let me just look around on my own, okay? Please, I'm asking you. Please.
Well, maybe there is a spare key back behind the pipes. They're close to my front door.
Okay, Orville.
Oh, I see Orville's awake. Did he say anything?
Nothing that made sense. I gotta go.
Orville, this is Eve. You told me that you had some information about my past in a red envelope. Where did you hide the red envelope?
The red envelope is dangerous for Eve. If anybody ever finds it, Eve is in a lot of trouble.
Well, at least your apartment is sealed so that no one can get in. Dr. Russell, you paged me? Do you have the DNA test results for Martin Fitzgerald?
Just where you said it'd be, Orville. There's gotta be more information about my past hidden in this place somewhere. It's just a matter of where.
I remember where I put that red envelope with the information on Eve's past. It's in the bird statue.
Uh-oh.
Oh, damn. It's Miguel. Oh, he must have left the funeral when he heard Charity was sick. Oh, rats, rats!
Charity, it's me, Miguel. Let me in.
Oh, no, Miguel, you can't come in. I could be contagious.
I don't care. I need to see if you're okay. I'm coming in.
Miguel, you need to be at your father's funeral right now. Please go back to the church. I'll be fine. Miguel, please don't come any closer. I really don't want you to get what I've got.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. I was fine a minute ago. I was getting ready for the funeral. And then when I put on the dress, I just started to itch all over.
Were you exposed to Jessica's flu?
No, I don't think so. I feel fine. I just have this awful rash. I hope you don't get it, Miguel.
I don't think I will. Because I think I know what happened to you.
In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, we pray for the soul of Martin Fitzgerald.
I'm sure Miguel will come right back to the church as soon as he sees how gross Charity looks with that rash.
Okay, you didn't have something to do with Charity getting a rash, did you?
And the church.
Well, I had to do something to keep Miguel and Charity
At
apart.
this time, we look at our sins and ask the Lord for forgiveness through the act of contrition.
Any sign of Eve?
I guess we have to assume that this is Papa.
Now, Luis Lopez Fitzgerald will say a few words about his father.
Well, Teresa's sitting with her family. If her boyfriend existed, don't you think he'd be here by now?
Thank you all for coming and paying your respects to my father, Martin Fitzgerald. I'd also like to thank everyone for the generosity and support you've shown my family.
Fate didn't save me this time. I have to stop loving Ethan for good.
Some of you remember Martin.
Please, Luis, make it mercifully short.
You can't wait for this to be over, can you?
I remember my mother telling me stories about him as she kept the candle lit as we
You sure?
I gotta get to my apartment. I remember something about the red envelope. I gotta tell Eve. The information on her past is in the bird. Ah, the red envelope is in the bird.
Cool. I wonder if some could be hidden in here.
What did Dr. Russell tell Louise?
We'll know soon, Teresa.
Oh, no. No. Charity, what are you doing here?
Grace said you had a terrible rash.
Yeah, the rash faded and the itching stopped, so.
That's amazing.
Well, Miguel figured out that it must have been the dry cleaning chemicals in the dress. His mom always puts baking soda on poison ivy, so we tried it and it worked.
I can't believe that wretched boy is back with Charity. All right. Let's see what else the ancient tome has to say about getting Charity to the dark side.
No, no! Timmy won't let you hurt Charity!
Come back here, you feather-brained puffball!
I'd like to apologize for the delay. I just received results of the DNA testing that was done on the body. The test was done to prove to my mother that this man was indeed her husband, my father, Martin Fitzgerald. But the man we're about to bury is not my father. My mother was right. This man is not Martin Fitzgerald.
Thank God.
It's not Papa.
Oh, thank God it's not Papa.
I'm so happy for you, Miguel.
I am so happy for you, Pilar. It's a miracle. Thank you.
Yeah, but the question is, who's the man in the coffin?
If this isn't Martin, then I could have killed someone that night. I could have killed the real Martin Fitzgerald.
It's incredible. I was saved by fate again. I don't have to stop loving Ethan.
You are crazy, Teresa. Gwen is never gonna give up. And you're still gonna have to come up with this boyfriend.
The dead man had a scar just like the one Mama said Papa had. So how's it possible he's not my father?
Well, I can think of one man who might know.